Hey Simmers, welcome back to another Simmers Digest. Today is going to be a bit of a quick video, but definitely not one to miss, considering that EA has shared its ongoing The Sims 4 save file issues. And if you are a Simmer of a long time, or even a short time, you'll know The Sims has a lot of issues. We love The Sims, don't get me wrong, I love the game, but it does have some issues, okay? And this one has been a big problem, which is the save files. So today we're going to dive into everything that's going on with their ongoing investigation. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. And with that, let's get into today's video. Alright, so like I mentioned, EA has given a little bit of an insight into the current issues revolving their save files investigations and their early 2026 plans for what we can expect for the new year as we are wrapping up 2025, which is insane to me. But basically, they shared a new blog revealing their current progress with the save files and obviously the plans for the future. The first report came in late August 2025. I remember this, and they promised to keep us updated and basically give us a little rundown of the investigations on a regular basis. So a new blog was released talking about the current progress and also to ensure that the save file corruption issue is no more. So it reveals new internal Python-based tool. Well, I'm not no computer genius, I will admit that. So there are some stuff that I'm probably not well versed in, but I'm just hoping this is all leading to a path where one day, hopefully, I don't want to jinx it, that maybe we don't have any save file corruptions. But let me shut up and give you guys the rundown of what's going on. Alright, so I'm gonna get to the nitty gritty stuff. We don't really need to go through this introduction. We kind of know what they're going after. So basically, a little recap is they did their investigations, fixes, and the new tools. We're going to go through all of this, okay? So basically what they've been tracking is everything from lots disappearing in heavily populated residential rental worlds to white screens, endless loading loops, and cases where the game loads, but saves show missing neighbors, objects, or builds. I've actually had this on stream. I logged in to one of my saves and the lights were gone. All of the lights in the house were gone. I thought I got robbed. I mean, I kind of did. The Sims game robbed my sim of lights throughout the loading process to get into my house. Anyways, these issues vary widely, with some only occurring on certain platforms, others only under very specific conditions, but we've been treating each one with care and urgency. So to support this work, we've created a new Python-based tool that helps us analyze the structure and contents of affected save files much more efficiently. This is good. This tool has already helped us spot patterns in file size, mods, lot complexity, and version history, giving our engineers more concrete leads to investigate. I will say something about mods. I'm sure we all are aware of this. When having mods in your game, be very careful, because mods can be a reason as to why your game can have save file problems and can glitch or can lag, because depending on what mods you have in your game, if you have a lot of mods, then your game will be working even harder to make sure all those mods are, working compatibly with each other. So sometimes it does create even more problems. But if the actual core file of the game, in my opinion, were to work a lot better, then maybe it would help in the long run with mods. Anyways, that's just an opinion that I have. It could be wrong. That's just my way of thinking it, because of the actual game itself. Even playing without mods, there are still issues. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it definitely could be better. So what they have fixed so far is an infinite loading fix release that was released on the November 4th base game update. I think this arose with the Adventure Awaits expansion pack, but it basically says the issue was caused the infinite loading when converting from penthouses or dorms into residential rentals. I mean, this all goes back to For Rent. For Rent destroyed the game even more than it already would. There's so many problems with For Rent. Anyways, then the several error codes solved and players submitted saves. So it says we've resolved the underlying causes of... I'm not going to read all those error codes. I hope that you can see this on your TV screen. I'm not reading all that. Anyways, in the saves where they originally occurred, these fixes were released in December 2nd in the base game update, so literally about 6 days ago. And then it goes into say, if you see these errors again, they want your save so they can track additional causes. It says what they are investigating right now is the Protobuf Overflow, a leading theory for missing lots. Basically, it says they found compelling evidence that some cases of missing lots or disappearing houses may be caused by what we call a Protobuf Overflow. I don't even know what that is. It's a situation where a lot or save data grows so large it hits a storage. Oh, I do know what that is. Our early testing suggests that the memory boost feature reduces this risk on some hardware configurations. The memory boost feature I have not really played with in depth, but I do know that it was on a beta release. So I think they have fully released it. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I apologize, but I remember this was one thing that they wanted feedback on, was this memory boost feature. So if you do want to play with it and give EA your feedback, that could be great. And it says basically that this is an active area of testing and one where your data can heavily accelerate our progress. So again, if you have any information, please let them know. And then the Era 801 and scratch file behavior. This remains a top priority for them. Current findings suggest that multiple game processes may compete during loading, like load times, causing inconsistent results. We're also taking preemptive steps by relocating scratch files from the documents folder to app data in an upcoming update to avoid conflicts with cloud backup services. I don't know what that means, but good. Anyways, complex cheated or modded lots. This is where things get interesting. I don't know if you guys know this. My running joke in the Sims community is that every time I turn on bb.moveobjects, I'm breaking my game. If you watch my live streams, you will know that every time I'm in build mode, I will say I'm about to break my game real quick, and I type in bb.moveobjects because in a Sims newsletter, they basically said that turning on move objects breaks your game. Anyways, getting back to it, they basically said we're testing how extreme builds like heavily decorated lots, move objects placements, or build using cheats behave when placed into saves that don't have those cheats active. Some of these cases can create unexpected complexities that the game struggles to resolve, especially when mods or custom content lot treats were involved. Again, mods and custom content are always going to add another complex layer to The Sims, but it would be nice to be able to get maybe a smoother version with mods and custom content. I mean, I already know I have a lot of mods and custom content in my game, so it's not going to be the greatest, but it could be good, okay? Anyways, good in the sense of like running wise. The next thing is data carrying between saves. In rare cases, data from one save can carry into a second newly created save in the same session. This behavior started in Love Struck, which that DLC had some problems on release date too. And while it doesn't explain older corruption reports, it does give us a valuable insight into how systems interact internally. Anyways, basically it says your reports continue to drive this work. I will say it is very important if you guys do have, comments, reports, votes, or even shared save files, that can be essential to the discoveries that they've made. They even said it here that it has been essential for their discoveries, but it says many investigations like scratch file questions or lot data inconsistencies begin with specific saves you sent us. So if you're having a problem, maybe try sending it out and they can get ahead of this and learn more about how the game is acting. So if you have problems, it says to help us push further into the Protobuf and missing lot investigations, we've put together a missing lot data survey. If you've experienced disappearing lots, odd load behavior, or interactions between memory boost and missing data, this survey will help us gather the targeted information we need. And then the next thing is what you can expect in early 2026 is you can expect to see fixes for the flea market items disappearing and reappearing, more fixes around photos turning black, our previously announced moving of scratch files, and more. For the scratch files, we will be staggering the rollout behind the scenes so that we can closely monitor for any issues before a full rollout to players. And then you can expect more updates from the team on our save file investigations, including testing around our investigations into mod data being shared via the gallery. You know what? Speaking of the gallery, they need to fix the gallery. Anyways, that's kind of the updates for it. So thank you to the Sims community for putting this in a much easier thing to read, or just kind of like reiterating it for us. I love the Sims community. They are my favorite place to get news from, but that is about it. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do we think that this is going to help solve some of the issue? I mean, I hope. I really want to stay positive. I think they've been making some good strides lately with their updates. It seems like things are slowly, coming are slowly working its way to fixing the game to a degree. I mean, I know not every game's going to be perfect. Nothing can be perfect, but it can be great. Anyways, with that all being said, thank you so much for watching today's YouTube video. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And with that, I will see you all later, and happy simming.